Let's get right back to our chartists and get those chartbuster ideas going then. And Nooresh Mirani is right back with us. So Nooresh, let's start off with you, your chart of the day.
So that would be a chart for Federal Bank. Now, if you look at the stock, it has been a relative outperformer in the small cap banking space. Now, over the last 6 months, the stock has been in the consolidation. 120 has been the base, 120, 25, almost 5 to 6 bottoms around that area. And on the upper hand, 138, 140 has been a resistance for the last few months. So a tight range being formed, and it keeps on getting into be a smaller and smaller range. I would expect it to eventually break out on the upside of 138, 140 and accumulate at 128 to 135 levels with a stop loss at 122 and a target price of 150 to 180 in the short to medium term.
There you have it. That is Nooresh's chart of the day, Federal Bank. Let's also map out your top recommendations, Nooresh.
First is the buy on IndusInd Bank. The stock is again setting up for a fresh trend above 1450 levels. Good price action on Friday, showing relative momentum. Stop loss at 1360, target price of 1550. Second is the buy on Power Grid, which has corrected from 265 to 68 down to 247, 248 levels, playing for a bounce. Stop loss at 244 and the target price of 260.
Kunal is also with us. Kunal, let's find out your chartbuster call of the day.
Well, it's a chart on Indian hotels and how the stock has been consolidating into a trading range. But what I'm showing is an interesting history for the stock price of how it goes into multi-month time-wise consolidation. So this is the charts for the last 2 years for Indian hotels, end of 2021. You see a phase of the stock going into a rally. This is a strong rally for the stock price. And what follows post that is almost a 3 to 4 month of consolidation. So you can see the stock confined into a range closer to the 200 levels. Migrates higher, moves from 200 to 225 odd mark, again consolidates into a huge band for the next 4 or 5 months. We've seen that happening in 2022 mid, the stock migrating to a range of 250 approximately, and here the stock trading into a 7 to 8 month of consolidation closer to this 300 mark, which means this time around it's also very similar for Indian hotels, that the stock is going through a similar kind of a time-wise correction at this 400 level. But does it mean that it is bearish for the stock price? At least the history suggests that it's not bearish for the stock price. The only concern is that how much time the stock would spend. As of now, it's just been 2 months of consolidation, which means we can expect at least another 1 to 1.5 month of consolidation further for Indian hotels. And going with the previous history, expecting that the stock would break out of this 450 odd mark to move up higher to almost 500. That's the next club for Indian hotels.
All right, that's interesting, mapping the trajectory of Indian hotels moving from strength to strength. But let's also find out what are Kunal's top recommendations. Kunal?
So 2 buy calls. The first one is on Balmain Lorry, mid-cap name. The stock looking attractive, in fact giving a fresh multi-month breakout, targets of 166, stop loss at 150. And the second would be a buy on PI Industries, again a swing breakout on the daily charts, 3900 as the target, stop loss at 3690.
All right, thanks for that.